Hi, welcome to another episode or another insert of Juice. And today we're welcoming another juicer. I am just saying, I really hope she is a juicer. But we'll get to that one. So I know that you guys may be surprised we're shooting from a new location today. We are at Kagiso Wellness Center. And today we're going to be just having a short conversation with the owner of the place, of this establishment, just to get to know her a little bit and what she's about and why on earth would you start a gym to torture people the whole time. Okay, I'm just going to give you this time to just introduce yourself.
Wow. Okay, my name is Minene Baloi, born and bred in Kagiso. Like, I've been in Kagiso for the rest of my life, I guess. And yeah, that's it. I love working with people, I love people, and yeah. I guess that's it. I'm a mother of 2 boys and an entrepreneur. And one heart journey. So yes, that's basic.
What is your most favorite thing about Kagiso?
Oh, Kagiso, the variety. Yeah, but Kagiso. I love that we have Tsongas, we have Botswana, and I did a bit of finding out how did we end up with Ivuka, Itsakani, Botswaning, such. And I got to know Itsakani is because there's a lot of Shangans there.
Yeah.
Then there's Vuka. So I just love the variety of having all these nations in one area. I love that. I enjoy that.
The last time my pastor, he lived in Kagiso for quite a long time as well. He was telling us a funny story, I find it funny, about how the name Yazulu Jump came about.
Yes.
And apparently they used to have I don't know what Tibizwanine, but where Amazulu just came together, Ukita.
Yeah.
Like they would jump, and so therefore they called it Zulu Jump.
And then I know for us to have Zakani, there was that time, segregation of people, where they would group people according to their ethnicity. So Zakani, they took all the Tsonga speaking people, put them in one area, and then it's Zakani, because Zakani it's a Tsonga word for happiness, And then they had a group Tswana speaking people, and put them in one area, which is classical. So that history, as much as it comes with other issues that were segregating people, they were putting them apart, but it's part of history of Kagiso, and it's beautiful that we actually do have different people. And now Tsakani is no more about Tswana speaking people. We've got your Tswanas, we've got your Zulus, and everybody in that, But I really enjoy having to speak Tswana, Zulu, Ishangani, Venda, Kokagiso.
Everybody's here.
Yeah, I love that.
So, as a young girl, you just left high school, and I don't know if somatology was your first option. Was it when you left high school, did you know you want to go study somatology?
Yes, and this is how it came about. I think
somatology is beauty, by the way, for those who don't know.
Oh yes. And I think I discovered that in my matric year, because all along I knew that growing up I wanted to be a doctor, And then when there were issues go high, when somebody would get hurt, I would be the one who runs away from the injury more than anybody else. And my mom was like, if this is how you are, my baby, there's no way you're going to do medicine. You need to have a heart for it. I would be crying over somebody only. And my mom was like, no, my baby, you need to look at other things. But one thing that I knew that I wanted to do was, I wanted to be my own boss, and I wanted to work with people. That's the one thing I knew. So when medicine wasn't working out for me because of being
squeamish,
I guess. You put it so nicely, like get a chicken for that. So I discovered somatology, I think, in my matric year.
Yeah.
I met some guys that were wearing the apron, the white, and they looked so beautiful. I loved them. I asked them,
did you say guys?
Yes, 2 guys.
Yeah.
And then I asked them, for guys, what is it that you do? You're looking so beautiful. What is it that you do? They told me, no, we're doing somatology. Coincidentally, the weekend was an open day. for their college. So please come through and see what is it that we do. I went there and I asked, do you work with people? Yes, we work with people every day. You meet different people every day. I was like, wow, that's what I want. I'm not sure what is it that you do, but if you are telling me you work with people every day, then I guess this is my fault. Well, I got to see what is it that they do in depth when I went there for the open day, and I guess I fell in love with it. You know, but the funny part, when I went back home and told my parents, this is what I want to do after matric, I was never the one person that played with my mother's hair, that would play with eyebrows.
So, by my kids, obviously, they're like, what?
Of all things, where now, how low, this is me. This has always been me, guys. This has always been me. You know, so my mom was like, wale papa, but I've got beautiful parents that are so supportive. They're like, okay, is it school? I'm like, yeah, it's school. Will it allow you to work? I'm like, yes, it will allow me to work. And they're like, okay, if that's what you want, great. So, matric year, I discovered this is what I want to do, which was somatology. Then I started that. And yes, I went into the industry. It was beautiful. I worked. I think my after graduations and everything, my parents started something yana to work from home. I did that, but the second year, I think money was coming in. Ooh, money, guys. Yeah, I made money. I remember there's a month where I raked about 14,000 of them. Yeah, and this was just as this industry was just starting Mokasi.
So you made 14,000 from Kagiso alone?
Yes.
That includes wedding parties and
all
of that.
Yeah, you know, and it was beautiful. It is my first time making so much money, you know, and yeah. But I think it went on. I did that. It was beautiful. The industry wasn't that saturated then, and I think I didn't have much competition as well, you know. I was Minene Wamanala, and I was the Minene Wamanala. You know, everybody came to me and I took nails, and it was beautiful. But I think also with me doing everything, I loved working with people, but I never looked at the business side of things, and it caught up with me, you know. Yeah, it caught up with me. There was a time when some of these other businesses, same business as mine, cropped up. That meant competition. I didn't know how to handle that.
And that time you're not structured. You're just when you're
people you know,
that girl.
That's all I'm doing. I'm not marketing my business. I'm not doing anything. People get to know. They all come there, you know. And yeah, when that happened, to be honest, I really didn't know when there's competition, you need to market your business. You need to have strategy as in how to do it. And that's when, my business, it's funny, it didn't even have a name.
So you didn't have a name for your business. You were just Minene Manana.
Yes.
That's so awesome how you put you.
Not that I think about it.
Even intentional.
You know, but I enjoyed it. I loved it. To this day, I still love it. You know, it's one of the things that I would love to go back into doing. But yeah, that's my journey coming up as everything was happening. So when challenges that when I needed other businesses cropping up and not knowing whether I need to market my business, I needed to save up for rainy days. When money comes in, I took my younger sister out. I didn't have kids then, and I would spoil my younger sister. I would do things. Honestly, I didn't know. I know it sounds like our really OC.
Yeah, I know.
But I
definitely know what you mean.
Or maybe I thought money would keep coming in. I didn't think about taking and saving up. You know, so when challenges came, like for a month when I couldn't have money for stock, I didn't have a space where I could go back and take a bit to go and stock. So that's how my business, Yamanala, stopped. So the end of it.
Yeah. I want to ask something though, just to sidetrack a little bit. You said something, quite briefly, you said something that stood out for me. You said that I've got beautiful parents who supported what I wanted to do. Do you think how they raised you and how they supported you regardless of not understanding what the hell you want to do, Do you think it has influence on, because I've kind of seen a little bit the kind of relationship that you have with your own children, how you kind of, you do this thing where their characteristics, you kind of, I can say, I don't know the words for it, right? But there are these characteristics of them that you just like to point out and kind of influence and focus on. Like, I know your eldest son loves to cook. I've noticed that.
Yeah,
so you encourage it, and when you cook, you invite him into your kitchen and you allow him to cook by himself.
Yes.
Well, how has that influenced your parenting?
I think my parents did that so much. Though, there's this whole thing, generation to generation, they differ. I want to believe that, but I also don't want to make it a big deal. We don't differ that much. With my kids, I talk to them, With my parents, I get to go to get a kid, I like to wait for it, but I know they wanted everything and gets unhappy. They wanted to be part of that. But they didn't communicate.
But they did it in their own way.
They did it in their own way, But I can see that I bring that into me parenting my little ones. But the only difference is that I do talk to my kids, I ask them, what is it that you love? Do you love what we are doing? Do you enjoy what we are doing? Where do you think you would want to go with this? So with my parents, it would be, this is what I want to do. And they ask me, does it make you happy? Yes. And that's it.
That's so special.
That's it. They wouldn't go as much as, would it give you a job? Would it, and all of that. Do you have other corners covered? They're just worried about, does it make you happy? If it makes me happy, then they are happy.
So then how does your relationship with fitness then start? Did you get up one morning and just decide you're going to go run when nobody's chasing you? Oh, what happened? Were you stressed? Were you just, maybe had you gained a little bit of weight and you decided I need to shed this off? What happened? Why exercise?
My fitness journey, I think it started still for the post-colon. I think I was around 18. I've been in this industry for quite a while. Now, the funny part is, my parents play so much of a role in my life, I've been a very sickly child growing up. So I've had the ops growing up and all that. I'm not too sure who didn't get the right info between my parents or the doctor didn't tell my parents. I said miscommunication here, but I think the doctor said to my parents, she can play sport, but just take extra care. My parents had...
No, don't say that.
She mustn't play sport.
Oh, I thought they're going to say she must play sport no matter what.
I think they had, she's very fragile. She mustn't play sport. Africa Sports Day, I'll be on the sideline cheering everybody, but I was never given an opportunity to play. Up until when I was around 18, when I could decide, Mama, there's aerobics or go stadium. I want to go and join aerobics. And how it came about, I didn't have a lot of friends, Not having a lot of friends and most of the time, I decided, let me do something. I've always loved people, but I didn't have a lot of friends. Let me do something that brings me to people. So that's when I decided to join the aerobics. I was doing it for fun. By then, my body was beautiful. I didn't have issues with weight and all of that. So I just did that. As I joined that, I discovered it's something that I love. I discovered I enjoy it, I'm good at it, but I never got to explore it at a young age because I was told you cannot play sport due to your health. But when I went out and did a bit of research and wanted to find out why is it that I couldn't play sport, no, you could play sport, you just had to take extra care of yourself. But this is where I'm saying the miscommunication happened between the doctors and my parents and everything. All they had was asajala sport, and that was it. So, but it was okay. Then I started doing the aerobics. I think around the age of 18. I enjoyed it. I was doing it for fun. It had nothing to do with weight issues. I was doing it for fun. I was doing it to be amongst people. I enjoyed being with people. So that's how it started. Later on, I had my first child. going back to gym, I was just going for the fun of it. Body yaka was still okay, I didn't have issues. But then, now my life was changing, I was growing up. Remember the business nails field? I've never really loved working for anybody. You know, I would apply for a job, I would get a job, I would be there for 2 months and I'm out. So I couldn't even keep a job properly. So then I get trainer more. I think there were no aerobics, and when I came in, I did aerobics by myself, you know, and the guy looked at me and like, you can do this. Yeah, of course I love. Did you study for this? No, I didn't study for this, but I enjoy this. I do research, I read about it and everything, so I know what is it that's going on. It's like, okay, can you offer classes? Under the gentleman that was here before, I got to really love and fall in love with wellness. You know, then I did a few short courses just so I get to understand the industry itself. As all that was happening, God is amazing. I don't know how it happened, but I spoke to him. I didn't pray. I spoke to him one day as I'm sitting. I'm like, you know what, God? I would love to have a gym of my own, in my home. You know, I would love to own a space, wellness. Not a gym itself, but a wellness where we do everything that covers one's wellness, be it mentally, be it physically, be it spiritually, even if we get to that. And I didn't have to repeat this 20, 30 times. I said it once. Within 2 weeks or so, the gentleman who owned this place spoke to me and then said to me, I'm selling that space. Oh, I'm selling that space. I can't run it anymore. And guess who I went to? My lovely parents. Guys, I've got beautiful parents. And I went to my parents and I told them, Mama and Papa, this is what I want to do now. And next I to see by then. And I have a child now. And I think I was expecting my second one, you know. So I told my parents, this is what I want to do. That's what and my mom would say, oh, we've noticed for Revele, oh, crazy Kapujima and all that. Listen to how my parents speak to me. Oh, crazy Kapujima and all that. So, is this what you want to do? And I'm like, yeah, you
They saw it coming, eh?
Yeah.
They were talking about it, or every day.
You know? And like, yeah, mama, can take care of that. And my dad is like, so, unakana kweza. And no, abuti, oh, ara sole, and mama, le papa. But I don't have money. You know, and my parents sat down like, okay, we'll talk to you tomorrow. And they sat down and spoke. Then they came back to me tomorrow for, okay, Nana, because this is what you want to do. We are willing to go this far for you. If this is what you want to do, does it make you happy? Like, I've never been happy like working in that space. And they're like, great, we'll help you acquire that space, and then you can work there. That's what you want.
So since then, with having like a gym, right? I know for Mokachi, so a lot of the gyms that are around here are just guys, Mokaraching, Olonali Tibia, Olonali Tibia, bench press, Olonali. So by the Kopansa Mokaracha somebody, then
it's a gym, yes.
So this is the first gym eating where it's formalized, where it's actually out in a commercial space. And yes.
Doing well?
So very well. So what have your challenges been? Because I know that a lot of the time, and not to be, I don't know, I'm not trying to be backward, but I know that black people will have, especially in our communities, where it's like, I won't commit to a contract. Why would Mara? The funny thing is, when they go to bigger brands and bigger gyms, they will commit with no hassle. But now when it's you who are trying to establish this brand in a place that's closer to them, then suddenly they want to nitpick that, oh, but it doesn't have this, or it's in an area like this, I won't commit to a contract like this, why can't I just pay on a month-to-month basis? What have your challenges been?
Yeah, you know, when you ask me that, it's like you've been in the company. You ask me, like, you understand. You're speaking of things that I deal with. When we started, I also did a bit of research and found out that most people have issues with contracts. And when we started, I felt, okay, let me give the people what they want, which is a no contract type of thing. And we used to work on month to month. Whoa.
I know. Yeah,
Whoa.
that couldn't have worked out.
It didn't.
Yeah.
You know, the first year was the toughest, and I had to come back and sit down and think, what is it that made it so tough? Because when I sat down and thought about it, this was just to happen. It's a gym, it's got equipment, it's fine. You know, what is it that makes it not work? And I discovered this whole flexible thing, you know, of not having contracts, it's a challenge. So that, yes, was so much of a challenge. And the issue, you are so correct with, now that Kijimi Akukasi, you know, we start figuring out they don't. You know, it's never, what is it that she's bringing to the community, you know. But those are challenges. For me, I looked at them as challenges, not as things that will make me not do this, you know. So yes, I do have those, and I don't know, should I say I've built a thick skin? And some of the things they just, you know, they just bounce off. And when they say I don't, I look at the bigger picture of, if I have that, would it make a difference? If it will make a difference, then I work hard at it to make sure that I bring what they say I don't have, you know. There are certain things I look at and I would say, well, really, it's beyond me. But the few or the bit that I can do, I will do. And one thing that I also want to say, and I hope people get to understand, is that as much as really Jimmy Abukasi, we shouldn't look at it as Jimmy Abukasi. Can we just look at it as a gym, you know, that brings services? Because that's what I'm striving for. I want you to go to big brands and then come back here because you get good service, you get good equipment, you get everything that they offer you. The only difference should be you are closer to home. The only difference should be we speak the same language. The only difference is you even know the owner of that business. Unlike with some big brands, you don't even know who you're working with. You know, with me, people can still come to me and talk to me, you know. That should be the difference, not any other thing. So I would also love to be treated as Kafiso Wellness Center. Actually, that's it. Not Jimmy Abukasi.
So, if you could sum it up in a couple of words, why should people come to Kafiso Wellness Center? I hope I'm not putting you under pressure.
Wow. We local, you know. Remokasi, I think some of the qualities that I bring into this gym, it's because I looked at the people around the place, you know, and said, this is for these people, my community, you know. I also want them to come not, like I said, not because Kijimi Amukasi, but because we offer the services, we offer the good quality, we have everything. But difference is the community, you know, of Kafiso. We will give the best service as other brands, or even better. Because, like I said, we strive for the best, so we might even give you better service. But come here because you love Kasiya. That's it. This happens to be in your kasi. That's all.
And my last question to you, for you personally, what's the most fulfilling part about what you do?
Seeing
this is about to be deep. Did you see that sigh, that breathing out?
You know, the whole thing happened when I've worked with somebody, went on the journey with them, and they come back to me and they tell me, yesterday I couldn't do 1, 2, 3, and today I'm able to do this. That fulfills my heart. Making a difference into somebody's life. That makes me sleep peaceful at night. Just making a difference to one person's life. Great.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Hello, it's Minene, founder of Kakiso Wellness Center, and you are tuned into Jews, where the heart of conversation lives.